So, today we are about to learn HTTP protocols. Now, I am going to assume that you all are complete beginners and you know nothing about HTTP protocols or such things. Okay? So, first things first, before going into any further depths, we have to explore where you might have seen this HTTP protocol being used or where you might have heard of it. Okay? So let me open my browser and search for something. Let's search for Wikipedia and open Wikipedia. As you see, I have Wikipedia opened here, and let's check the link first. If you check the link closely, you see a prefix HTTPS. Well, what is this HTTPS? We are here to learn HTTP, right? So this HTTPS and HTTP are linked together. HTTPS is an extension of HTTP. First, we'll learn about HTTP and then we'll move on to HTTPS. But first we need to discuss the details and the basics of HTTP. Only then can you understand HTTPS. Okay, so let's start by discussing what is HTTP. HTTP acronym expands to Hypertext Transfer Protocol. We'll break the HTTP acronym word by word and understand what exactly is HTTP. Now, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, the easiest words are transfer and protocol. What is a protocol? Well, in layman's term, protocol is a set of rules, right? A protocol to be followed by something, right? A set of rules. Okay, and transfer, as you know, transfer is a transfer of anything. It can be anything, but in this case it is a transfer of hypertext. Now what are hypertext? For that we need to discuss the client and server architecture in brief. Okay, now let's discuss about it. Assume this is a server, in our case the Wikipedia server, and this is my system, right? Now when I request the site Wikipedia, when I click on the link, what happens? This computer, my computer, makes a request to the server. Request is a sort of data that can be processed by server to guess what I need from the server. Okay, so I make a request to the server that I want Wikipedia website. I want the homepage of Wikipedia. The server processes my request and sends back some data. For now, let's assume it's some data. And you might see I'm writing HTML. I'll explain what is HTML because it is necessary to understand what is HTML and hypertext. Okay, for now let's see, I have sent a request to the server and the server sent some data that I wrote as HTML. So in this scenario, my system is the client and the server is the server, of course. So this is the basic client server architecture. Okay, now this client can be anything. It could be my phone, my laptop, my computer. Anything that requests some data is the client, and anything that responds to the request and gives data back is the server. Okay, now let's discuss what is HTML and why is it necessary to understand HTML for HTTP. So HTML is basically a sort of language that browsers can read to render this data. The data that you see on your websites or on your web browsers is all written in HTML. Let me show you how HTML looks like. If you see on the right hand side, this is how HTML looks like. It is a language that is understood by web browsers, which is used to render all this data on our screen. Okay, now why is it called hypertext markup language? Well, what is hypertext? Hypertext is any text that is linked through hyperlinks. What are hyperlinks? Well, you see these blue links that I can click. Hyperlink is any link that can be accessed through a click, a tap, or any sort of input, which when activated would lead you to another page, another HTML page, another hypertext. So why are they called hypertext? Because these are texts that are linked together through hyperlinks, and the HTML language is a hypertext markup language that is used to decorate this hypertext and render it on the screen. It is used to mark up the hypertext, hence the name hypertext markup language. Now, if we are clear about the term hypertext, you can very well guess what will be HTTP. Now, let's get back to the acronym HTTP. We have already discussed what is P. It is a protocol. It is a set of rules. A set of rules for what? For transferring of something. So the TP initials of HTTP stands for a set of rules that is used to transfer something. And what is this something? We have discussed right now. Hypertext. That we have discussed right now. Hypertext is any text that is linked through hyperlinks. Okay, and as the server is communicating with me, is sending me HTML documents, this communication is to be governed by a set of rules, by a set of transfer rules. So the HTTP acronym completely means it is a set of rules which is used to transfer HTML documents. Okay, the communication is processed and governed by this HTTP protocol. Okay, now if we are clear with what is HTTP, let's look at what is HTTPS. If you remember, our address had HTTPS. Well, HTTPS is an extension of HTTP, which means secure communication. What do I mean by that? Let's take an example. Let's type in an HTTP site. Okay, let's go to an HTTP site. As you can see, my browser is saying this connection is not secure. Now why will it say that? Because when the HTTP was made, the communication between the client and the server was completely in plain text and unencrypted. What do I mean by unencrypted? Well, it so happens that websites these days use HTTPS, in which the data is encrypted. It is not in plain text. Okay, it is not something that you can read easily. Okay, it is encoded. Now why was this process carried out of making this HTTPS? Well, during our times we enter sensitive information on the internet, like our login credentials, our bank accounts, and someone who is within our network could capture this communication and read it. So in theory, he could read your passwords, he could read your bank account numbers and every sort of sensitive information that you enter in your browser, right? And this shouldn't happen, because if this happens, then people will go bankrupt, of course, and this will lead to some serious issues, right? So HTTPS was created. Well, HTTPS, what it did, it secured the communication by encrypting all the data that it sends. The communication line, even if captured by someone now, is encrypted and safe. He would not be able to read any data or passwords that is going through from client to server or server to client, whereby this website becomes secure for you to enter your credentials and other things, right? Now, how does this HTTPS makes the website secure? How does it encrypt the data? Well, the technology used to encrypt the data is SSL, Secure Sockets Layer, and that is a completely different and big topic for another video. For now, we'll just talk about the basics of SSL, that it is a technology that encrypts all the data and the communication line. Okay, it encrypts the communication line and makes it secure so that you can have a secure communication with the server. Okay, now in any site you visit that is SSL secure, you will see this lock icon and this will read connection secure. Okay, and any site that is HTTP would say not secure here. So if you need to check whether you are running a HTTPS website or HTTP website, you just need to look for this lock. If this is present, then your connection is secure. You are using HTTPS, and if it is not secure, you are using HTTP. Okay, this is the basic difference between HTTP and HTTPS.